Hey there folks, welcome ye all to yet another cheap little vlog of mine. Another Friday has caught up with us people. Yes, it has. Flaggins up to you all people. I kid you not, in the UK, and I am not exaggerating when I tell you, it is 1,000,000 degrees Fahrenheit right now people. It is so warm, which is why I've decided to do a little cheap vlog like this and not... I'm all settled down for the Friday night and I could have done a podcast, but there wasn't a huge amount of news and it's roasting in that room up there. I didn't want to spend a couple of hours putting the video together and everything. It gets really hot when you try to record all the stuff and then edit it all together. So I'm all settled down. I've had to I've had to close the blinds and the curtain, although the back door is open, but it's hotter outside than it is in the house. And I've got the little fan going here as well, that which is pointed to where I'm about to go and sit. So we're going to do this the way that we did it last time for the cheap little vlog. And I did notice when I was deleting the last little vlog off of my phone, people, that I'm wearing exactly the same t-shirt that I did the last one. Never mind, eh? Never ye mind, I'm sure you'll forgive me. Did I say this already? Flaggins up to you all people. I'm hiding the Flaggins up logo, people. That's no good, is it? Hang on a minute. Flaggins up to you all. Mind you, the beer's covering it as well now. I love this glass. It fits a pint and it's got Flaggins up on it. Oh, you know I'd share it with you if I could, people. You know I would. So, my night is going to consist of recording this for you guys. Get my hand out of the way. And we'll talk about a little bit of gaming news. I just wanted to catch up and say hi to you all, really, more than anything else. It's super hot. I mean, I'm sure there'll be some Americans watching this or other people around the world in deep South Carolina or something saying that ain't nothing that, you know what I mean? But I think we're kicking 28, 29 degrees centigrade. And it is, that's too much for me. Well, that's not too much. I mean, I can manage, but it's just sweltering. And when it gets that hot, I don't want to run. I don't want to go to the gym. So at the beginning, I'm okay to about 24 degrees. And then anything after that, when it comes to exercise, is just like, oh, yeah, give it a break, give it a rest. So I managed to do a 10K on Monday. I did a 2-hour workout of weights on Tuesday. And then I did 10K on Wednesday, which had heated up a bit, to be fair. I think it was about 25 degrees when I was running. And it was super hot. I mean, I couldn't believe how much the heat hit me actually on the way back. So where I turn around to come back at the 5K mark, it took everything I had to get home. I was so thirsty and so hot when I got back. And then after that, Thursday and today has been like this, super hot. So I just decided to sack the gym off. And I could have gone swimming yesterday, I suppose, but I got caught up. I used a bit of my lunch to just cut the grass instead and just get the garden so I could enjoy the garden today because I knew it was going to be super hot. But that said, I can look out at it, I suppose. But that said, it's so hot out there that I'm better off sitting in here, really. But I've got the big umbrella up and a little chair out there, so I can sit in the shade. And we're at about 10 to 6 now, and probably around 7 o'clock. Well, I mean, it should start to cool down at that point, and if I sit outside, it should be more pleasant out there than it is in here, because the house stays hot. Oh, Jesus. Even when it's cooled down outside, the house stays hot for ages and ages, even with the windows open. I don't know, people, eh? I don't know. We moan when it's too cold, and we moan when it's too warm. It's been good, though. It's been a good summer for me, because in the main part, it's been nice cool breeze, sunshine. It's been great, in the northwest anyway. In Blackpool town. And so we do have a few things to talk about, people. Channel wise, I obviously haven't done much in the way of recording, but I did manage to record a couple of episodes of Kingdoms of Amalur: Re-Reckoning on the Xbox Series X yesterday. You got nearly an hour and 40 minutes of it this morning. What happened was I was recording a normal episode, so it would have been about an hour. But then I wanted to respec the character from the rogue kind of / mage build to far more mage, but without a staff. So I kind of spent a good half hour of that video just doing the respec. I was going to do it off camera, but I thought, well, it's as well showing people how you can mix it up, you know. So I'm getting far more... Well, you can watch it, but I feel really chuffed with the build that I've got now. It's just a case of getting the armour sets together that I really want. So I'm really happy with that, and it's the first time that I've played that game many times, and it's the first time that I've played it using the mage armour and going predominantly mage. I think I've only got 4 or 5 points in finesse. I've got 4 points in might because I wanted the grapple hook. So other than that, every point has gone into the mage stuff because I wanted the freeze maneuver, the lightning maneuver, the grapple hook's coming from might. What's the other one, people? I've got a fourth one. What the hell is it? Freezing, fire, grapple. Oh, it's the fire. Yeah, you push, you hit them with a thing, and then you can explode them. But all of those moves, the fire, the freeze, and the lightning, all have sub moves that build on top of it. Like the fire one becomes more of a meteor thing at the top. The lightning one I think it's chain lightning I've got now. There's something else at the top of that arc. And then the snow one, I think it totally freezes them at the top for like that. It's really, really cool. So I'm really, really chuffed with the build I've got now for cracking on with it. I am. So I hope you'll get another episode tomorrow morning about 8 a.m. BST. And that's the only two I recorded yesterday, but I will get around to recording a lot more. When I do that, I'm not sure. It's meant to be this hot tomorrow and Sunday, and then it starts cooling down. If it stays this hot in the house, it's probably just too uncomfortable to be gaming without. It does get to the point where I'm sitting on the beanbag and I do an hour's worth. I stand up and the back of my t-shirt is just dripping wet. I mean, it's really uncomfortable because you record with headphones on as well. Well, I suppose I have to use heavy headphones, but I use decent headphones to record because you don't want the sound coming out the TV because then that interferes with the microphone and stuff. So that's why you record with the headphones on. So it can get a bit uncomfortable, but I will get more up as soon as I can, people. But you've got 2 episodes. Well, it's an hour and 40 plus 2. It's 2 hours 40 minutes pretty much you've got in those 2 episodes. Hopefully that will keep some of you happy. Hey, I like looking after you all. I do from time to time. So should we talk about a bit of gaming news? I picked up on a few things this week, people. I'm going to have to put my gaming glasses on and hope... my old man glasses, I should say, and hope that I don't pop these earphones out. Ooh, it's going to go. That one on the right is going to go, people. Why can't they make them that they fit my ears? Why can they not make them so they fit me, people? So, Xbox announces Gamescom plans, including 6-hour live stream. So, Xbox are actually at the proper Gamescom this year, back in Germany. The thing is, though, it looks like it's just going to be another... Let's move this around a little bit so I'm not turning away so much. It looks like it's just going to be another... This is what you already know about and just showing you more of it. It's not like they're actually announcing anything too crazy. Once again, these articles are coming from IGN, I think, apart from the last one, which is The Verge, if I remember rightly. Xbox is back at Gamescom in Cologne, Germany this year. And it's released an official lineup and schedule. Plans include a 6-hour live stream and insight into a number of previously announced games. The Xbox booth at Gamescom live stream is a 6-hour event that will take place on Thursday, August 25th from 5 a.m. to 11 a.m. Pacific, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. Eastern, and 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. UK. The live stream will feature developer interviews as well as gameplay, but Xbox isn't indicating that there will be any new announcements as part of the live stream. The current incomplete list. Just get my arm comfy here. Includes Microsoft Flight Simulator, Gunfire Reborn, Sea of Thieves, Lies of P, High on Life, Grounded, Pentiment, A Plague Tale Requiem. Actually, I kind of want to see a bit more of that, but not too much of it because it is story driven and therefore we don't want it to be, too spoilerific kind of thing. Plague Tale was so good, and that Let's Play is on the channel for anyone that's interested. A Plague Tale, Innocence, which is the first one, Requiem's the follow-up. Minecraft Legends, Planet of Lana, and Age of Empires 4. Which, to be fair, isn't... there's nothing much other than the Plague Tale in that I would be that interested in, to be fair. The Xbox booth itself will let attendees go hands-on with some of the latest games and updates from Xbox Game Studios, alongside demos of upcoming games like A Plague Tale Requiem and Pentiment. It will also showcase a demo of the new Xbox app on the latest 2022 Samsung Smart TV. Be interesting to see how that performs, really, won't it? The booth will also include a statue of Starfield companion robot Vasco. Xbox is also holding a virtual meet and greet with game creators from Sea of Thieves and Park Beyond for those who are unable to attend. These meet and greets will let gamers chat directly with game creators about their games and their experience in the industry. You'll need to apply to be part of these to enter for a chance to win. Read Xbox's website. Register as an Xbox FanFest fan at xbox.com/fanfest and opt in for the meet and greet of your choice. Xbox will be one of the biggest names at Gamescom, as PlayStation is skipping the expo this year. Be sure to check out the Xbox blog post for full lineup. So yeah, I mean, I don't know if PlayStation are actually going to bother their arse with any of this stuff anymore. I mean, but it is good to see Microsoft getting back to doing these events live, and we already know that E3 is back next year as a physical event. They've already said and confirmed that. And you'd expect Microsoft to be all over that. And it's a massive year next year for Microsoft. There's going to be so much going on. And PlayStation for that matter, but they had already dumped E3 before the COVID had hit. So it'll be interesting to see if they get involved. But I don't think they will. They're getting really up their own arses, Sony, at the moment. Not great at all. What was this one? A funny one. Forspoken trailer getting memed, people. Elaborate parody versions of Bloodborne and more. People taking the mick. Forspoken trailer getting memed, elaborate parody versions of Bloodborne and more. The internet can't get enough of the latest promo video for Forspoken, the upcoming action RPG from Square Enix and Luminous Productions. However, it's not the most positive reception, as people are poking fun at the new trailer by making parodies of it. It all started when the official Forspoken Twitter account posted a new ad for the game. The promo shows snippets of gameplay featuring a voiceover from protagonist Frey. Many people on the internet are finding the dialogue incredibly campy, with the most liked reply to Forspoken original post saying, "This game looks beautiful and gameplay looks crazy, but boy do I get that the story dialogue will get on my nerves." Here's what the ad main character is saying. So this is what the main character is saying in the ad. So let me get this straight. I'm somewhere that's not what I would call Earth. I'm seeing freaking dragons, and oh yeah, I'm talking to a cuff. Yeah, okay, that is something I do now. I do magic. Kill jacked up beasts. I'll probably fly next. To be fair though, that isn't new. I remember, I haven't seen this new trailer that they're going on about, but I remember that being said in the original trailer. So I don't know why it's suddenly becoming a thing now, but the thing is though, it depends whether it's going to be all the way through the game, but that is that's the sort of thing you would expect from a game that's being a little bit lighthearted with itself, as long as you're not hearing it over and over and over again, and it's just a case of she says it once and realises how ridiculous it all is. That's fine. I don't really get what the problem is, but you know, the internet is what it is. The internet will do what the internet does, and it wasn't long before parodies of the Forspoken ads started running out on Twitter. The most elaborate of these parodies applies the same writing style from Software's Bloodborne, with lines like, "I'm seeing freaking werewolves," and "oh yeah, I'm talking to a doll." But the parodies don't stop with Bloodborne. One video from blah, I won't say the names. Free advertising, people, come on now. Parodies Super Mario Odyssey, Animal Crossing, New Horizons, and Dragon Romper in the same video, with lines such as Dragon Romper's Monokumu, I can't say it, people, Monokuma, saying, "I guess that's something I do now. I kill high schoolers." Those two posts are the main video parodies going viral today, but many others are getting in on the fun with written parodies of Forspoken ad. Take a look below to find blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so just the internet doing what it's doing. But I thought it was interesting anyway. I feel like to judge a game on the ad itself is quite harsh, but I get why people are making fun of it. It's fine. But it is going to be one of those games where the character speaks through it, like many of these games do now, whether it's a fun one or a dark one. Last of Us does it. Uncharted does it. Those sort of games do it. But you don't generally hear the same thing over and over again. So if it's only once, it'll be fine. Gotham Knights building a brand new Gotham City with 400-year history. I don't know if I'll read all of this article actually, because I think it was quite long. But how inventing an entire timeline for Gotham helped create a new open world. In the 1650s, 5 families left Europe, eventually landing on the rain-swept islands that pepper the mouth of what would one day be called Gotham River. Those families, the Waynes, the Cobblepots, the Elliots, the Arkhams, and the Kanes, would build a colonial fort together and sow the seeds of centuries of dominance in the area. Gotham City was born. I didn't know any of that. I assume that's from the comics. That's an actual thing of history, but maybe it's what they've developed. The city quickly spread beyond its original bounds, developing 5 boroughs, and in each one of those 5 founding families would take root. In the early days, the Kanes established themselves on Gotham's natural harbour, known as Historic Gotham, tying the family to their new country's military might, building ships and weapons of war. By the 1850s, Gotham had become a major trade hub, helped along by the industrialist cobblepots and their smoke-belching Southside steel mills. Bloody hell, that was a tongue twister. The cobblepots, the Penguin was a cobblepot, wasn't he? Well, certainly in the Tim Burton universe he was. Gotham continued to transform over time. In the 1920s, the Elliots took hold of the 20th century's newest means of control, mass media, built downtown Gotham in a new Art Deco image. By the 1960s, Gotham had truly become a patchwork of industry and architecture. The Waynes, meanwhile, invested their billions in New Gotham, helping advance the town into a new technological age. Which brings us to the present day and the Gotham you'll be exploring as Batman's prodigies in Gotham Knights. An open world as soaked in history as it is by neon light and vigilante-friendly shadow. Warner Brothers Games Montreal created the centuries-long history early in production, a whole new timeline for a whole new version of Gotham City. Right, so what I've just read out there sounds like it's something they've come up with, maybe, but you can let me know in the comments below if you know any different. And it isn't merely window dressing. The timeline informs everything from the plot to the gameplay to the game's biggest mystery, the Court of Owls conspiracy. The team didn't just build an open world to play in; it's truly trying to build a city. Yeah, key to this take on Gotham are those 5 boroughs. Yeah, are those 5 boroughs and the worldview of the families that historically controlled them. Quote, so for us, the 5 boroughs, it started with the families, says open world level designer, director Christopher McMahon. The families moved there, they built imposing structures within those districts, so then we build around that to where the identity for those districts really is based off of that family. The result is a Gotham that drastically changes depending on where you are in the city. Each borough includes a signature building, the founding family's monuments to themselves, and each of those buildings informs the history, architectural style, and the level design around it. Wayne Tower is a modern skyscraper set amid a landscape of high-rises, perfect for those surveying crime from above and swooping in. Cobblepot Steel, on the other hand, informs the industrial nature of its borough, with squat, flat-roofed buildings and towering chimney stacks. With those boroughs, the team tries to tell stories without simply having someone to speak them out loud. It's a really good idea. I mean, the more you do that with with a game, with a story, I mean, this is how J.R.R. Tolkien made the Lord of the Rings soaked in history, because he wrote the languages and the history of these different species of people and what have you before he wrote the story, so far as I remember reading about. So he already had the history of the characters, and then he needed to write the story around the core story around that history of what had gone on. And then even after he'd written although he wrote them as 3 books, of course, but even after he did that, he did appendices and all sorts of stuff that sort of tell you what some of these characters did thereafter and all that sort of thing. So this is a massive article, so I'm not going to read all the way through it, but it is on IGN.com if you want to read all the way through it. But I thought it was really interesting to see just how much effort they put in to this new Gotham that we're going to be throwing ourselves around in. Whether or not I get this day one, I'm not sure. But it does look like they've thrown everything and the kitchen sink at it. So I'm really looking forward to seeing how this... in the end, I think it's probably going to have plenty to do. It's going to be... It looks like it's going to be fun to play. It's just whether or not that it's going to have enough interest, diversity, mix of different, things to do, different types of quest. Because if the quests are all similar, it gets a bit... you don't want to be you don't want to be doing the same things over and over again as a quest just with a different character, basically is what I'm getting at, which is where RPGs and open world games come unstuck if you're just doing the same thing over and over again with no real, but if you've got history there, I mean, The Witcher's, that still to this day, The Witcher 3 is the best game for quests that have excellent stories, original stories, interesting stories, and just take you on fascinating journeys of their own. These little side quests you get, absolutely fantastic. So fingers crossed, people, that we're going to get a good one there. Sounds like it's going to be massive anyway. Here's a big one. Sony paying to stop games on Game Pass. Stop games going to Game Pass. This is an article that kind of broke. Microsoft claims, they kind of outed them in some sort of report that came out, that Sony are paying blocking rights, or paying for blocking rights to keep games off of Game Pass. It's like, fucking hell. What stretches do you have to go to? Microsoft has claimed Sony pays for blocking rights to stop developers from adding their content to Game Pass. The explosive claims are part of a document filed with Brazil's national competition regulator and part of a review of Microsoft's acquisition of Activision Blizzard. Microsoft's ability to continue expanding Game Pass has been hampered by Sony's desire to inhibit such growth, claims Microsoft in an August 9th filing to the Administrative Council for Economic Defence. As translated from Portuguese, quote, Sony pays for blocking rights to prevent developers from adding content to Game Pass and other competing subscription services. Does this mean Sony is evil and Microsoft is casually out there revealing some dastardly business practices? The reality is likely a little more complicated on both sides. Sony could possibly be paying for exclusive rights for its own streaming services, or it may have clauses in some publishing contracts that prevent some games it publishes from being published on rival subscription services. It's not clear exactly what Microsoft is referring to here, but contracts for publishing games can be complex, particularly when rights for streaming and subscription services are involved. Documents filed in Epic Games versus Apple trial last year revealed Microsoft had been considering lowering the revenue split from PC games in exchange for the grant of streaming rights to Microsoft. If Microsoft had proceeded with its plans, that could have led to the company securing exclusive streaming rights on some games, preventing them from being available on rival streaming services. It all depends on how publishing contracts are written, and both Microsoft and Sony regularly secure game exclusives that involve timed releases, console exclusivity, and lots of marketing dollars. Microsoft is attempting to convince Brazil's CADE regulator that it should waive through the company's proposed acquisition of Activision Blizzard for $68.7 billion, while the Federal Trade Commission is analysing documents from Microsoft in its acquisition in the US. That correspondence is private. It's private, you can't see it, it's just for me and them. Be like that then, see if we care. That's not the case in Brazil, where its competition regulator offers up public documents that provide unique insight into the business and competition between Microsoft and Sony. Jesus Christ, this seems to be going on a bit. Documents from the Brazil's CADE have been analysed by Xbox and PlayStation fans over the past week with posters of blah blah blah. The regulator has been asking Sony and Microsoft rivals about the Activision Blizzard acquisition. Sony previously responded to Brazil's regulator claiming that it would be difficult for other developers to create a franchise that rivals Activision's Call of Duty and that it stands out as a gaming category on its own. I would argue that there's a shit ton of games trying to be Call of Duty, but anyway. Just saying. Just saying. Naturally, Microsoft disagrees, and Ubisoft, Riot Games, Bandai Namco, and Google have all highlighted competition to Call of Duty in the form of Apex Legends, Battlefield, PUBG, and more. Yeah. Microsoft also claims that adding Activision Blizzard content to Xbox Game Pass will actually increase competition somehow. The inclusion of Activision Blizzard content in Game Pass does not impair the ability of other players to compete in the digital distribution market, claims Microsoft in one document, where the company also argues it increases the competition thanks to high-quality content at lower immediate cost. Sony hasn't responded to this particular point yet, but at $9.99 per month, Xbox Game Pass is easy to imagine consumers picking that option to play titles like Call of Duty instead of paying $60 or more to publish and own the game. and $70 bloody if you're going to Sony. Microsoft also argues that not distributing games like Call of Duty at rival console stores would simply not be profitable for the company. Microsoft has previously made it clear will keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Microsoft says a strategy of not disturbing Activision Blizzard games on rival consoles would only be profitable if the game could attract a high number of players over the Xbox ecosystem, resulting in revenue to compensate for the losses from not selling the titles on rival consoles. Whether Microsoft's claims about blocking rights are accurate, it wouldn't be the first time Sony has used financial incentives to block game developers. Sony held back PS4 cross-platform play for years and implemented a cross-play revenue share for publishers that wanted to enable cross-play in their games. Sony cross-platform revenue share forced publishers to pay Sony a royalty whenever PlayStation players contributed more than a certain percentage to the bottom line of a cross-platform game to offset the reduction in revenue. From Sony enabling crossplay, Epic Games CEO Tim Sweeney testified last year that Sony was the only platform holder that required this compensation for crossplay. We've reached out to Sony for comment, blah, 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 blah. So there you go. I found that a really interesting read. That was The Verge that came from, if you wanted to read the full article. But fascinating. I mean, if that's true, and Sony were paying specifically for certain things not to go on Game Pass, it seems to me that's like, why pay that money? Why don't you just pay them money to have it on your... Well, now they've got their version of Game Pass, PlayStation Plus and Ultimates and blah, whatever they've called them. Just pay to have them on there instead. Take these off now, can't I? Anyway, there's no need for business like that, is there? Getting a bit rowdy. It kind of shows you, though, that it's not all harmonious in the world of gaming. They're friendly sometimes, but not all the time. They do start having jabs at each other when it suits them, kind of thing. But there you are, folks. I hope that was of interest to some people. It's actually gone on for half an hour. I was worried there wasn't enough room on my phone for a video that was half an hour long. Flaggins up once again to you all. You all love it when I record down here so you can see the lightsaber, the Obi-Wan Kenobi lightsaber, and all my little Git-Gats. Git-Gats? Knick-Knacks, even. We'll call them Git-Gats. Well, they're called Git-Gats. In the background there. Well, there you are. That's all I have for you people. I hope you're all finding a way to keep nice and cool, or as cool as you can, in this redonkulous sunshine, people. It is absolutely roasting. It really is. But hopefully now that it's just coming out, it's just after 6 p.m. in BST time now, so hopefully things are going to start cooling down here. I'm going to go off, and I don't need to do any editing and rendering and all that sort of stuff, because I just push this up straight from my phone, the way that I've done it here, in the cheap little vlog of mine. And I'm going to go and have a few more of those little beers sitting in the garden, I think, if it cools down enough. If I can find a shady spot, people. Well, there you are. It has been an honour and a privilege serving for you in this little vlog of mine today. And I shall catch you all in the next one, folks. Take it easy. Bye.